2001 was a big year for Toni. In early April of that year, she made her big screen debut in the film Kingdom Come, starring LL Cool J, Jada Pinkett Smith, Vivica A. Fox, and Whoopi Goldberg. That same month, in a star-studded fit-for-a-princess dream ceremony, Toni married former mint-condition keyboardist Carrie Lewis, whom she had met while on tour.
The wedding was just fantastic. I felt honored. Her gown was beautiful white, and her veil, oh, it was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And it was a happy time in her life, you know, where she was able to throw away everything else and just focus on her and focus on her marriage.
In December of 2001, Toni and Carrie welcomed their first child, a boy named Denham.
Denham, oh my God, oh, that baby was just incredible, just incredible. And she was just so happy. And I think with every parent, regardless of what their kids have accomplished, the greatest thing for a parent to see is to see that child happy.
I knew Toni before kids, and I know most of her sisters before kids. So when I see her with the kids, she's mom. The fact that she can find the time to balance performing, raising the kids, you know what I'm saying, being away from them sometimes, not being away from them sometimes, and keeping such a balance, I think that she's very well-rounded. She thinks of each thing.
Toni's next album, 2002's More Than a Woman on Arista, was a major disappointment. And that next year, she left the label. It was in 2003 that Toni and Carrie welcomed their second child, another son whom they named Diesel. She also returned to Broadway, this time in the lead role in Disney's Aida.
By the time we got to Aida, I got to be a 19-year-old, 20-year-old strong black princess. Oh, that was wonderful. She was very grand and real, and it was absolutely wonderful. A lot of work, a lot of work.
She has presence. And so when you have presence, you can get in front of a stage anywhere doing anything and excite people.
While Toni's next album, 2005's Libra on Black Ground Records, failed to reach the smash hit status of her earlier releases, it kept her in the music game. And in August 2006, she took over for Wayne Newton at the famed Flamingo Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. In a show billed, Toni Braxton Revealed.
I definitely had reservations about doing Vegas because of what it had been labeled in the past. Vegas was where you came to retire. And I had a talk with some people like, no, they're changing the whole face of Vegas. They wanted to be younger.
Vegas is huge. And when I think about Vegas, I think about Cher and Celine Dion and Bette Midler.
I was excited. I was so excited.
They said I was the first African-American female that was on the Strip headlining, but that's not true because Gladys was there before me. So they're forgetting about her. She kind of pioneered it for me to come there.
I don't know how many contemporary artists today from the genre that she came from, that and the time period that she came from, that we can say could hold that gig down.
The fact that she did Vegas only echoes the point that many of us in the music industry have made. Historically, if you look at Vegas, the Jacksons, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis, for an artist coming in our music industry, the banner was that you secured a date in Vegas.
It was a big deal. She took over for Wayne Newton, you know, which is significant and historic, going from Broadway to that. And, you know, Vegas is that place where you can just perform and perform.
I think it was a good time for her because she could come back to the stage, but it wasn't Broadway. It was her show. And it was just the whole show, the way she wanted it.
It was the best thing I've ever done.
It was during her run in Vegas that Toni revealed her youngest son Diesel's battle with autism. Determined to be a champion for the fight against the disease, Toni became a spokesperson for the group Autism Speaks.
I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
My youngest son, Diesel, everyone knows he's autistic. I was talking about my story about Diesel on stage in Vegas, and Suzanne Wright called me. She founded Autism Speaks. She said, you know, I would love for you to talk to other mothers. And I said, anything. And that's how I got started with Autism Speaks. I'm very fortunate. We found out when he was 3, now he's 6, and he's in mainstream school. Prior to that, he was in a school for kids with just autism. He still has his programs. We still do crazy mad occupational therapy and speech and things like that, and his ABA specialist.